Hello everyone, today's video is brought to you by 8team, and in today's video we'll be featuring the highly acclaimed WordPress WooCommerce theme which is called XStore. The XStore WooCommerce theme is provided by 8team, and as you can see on the Envato market, you can have access to the theme at a fair price of $59 per year. You can click on this checkbox and the total price goes to about $76.63 per year. And you might be asking yourself, why do I need the XStore theme to create a WordPress website? Well, the XStore theme basically provides you with more than 130 demo websites once you have it installed, and then they are practically all editable and compatible with the very best WordPress page builders such as Elementor and WP Bakery. Compared to other popular themes, the XStore theme provides a huge number of extra plugins. With just a few clicks, you can create a fully customizable website which includes the layout, the typography, as well as the color scheme. With its fully responsive design, your customers as well as you, the developer, will be able to enjoy a seamless shopping experience by making use of the WooCommerce XStore theme on any device, whether they are browsing on their desktop computer or their tablets or their smartphone. Now, for this tutorial, we'll be looking into the various options, that is the theme options provided by XStore, which we are going to install later in this tutorial, and then we'll look at some other parts of the XStore theme such as API integration, and to be specific, we're going to make use of the ChatGPT API by integrating it inside of our XStore theme to generate content. Probably if you have a product and you want to write a little bit of content about that product, the ChatGPT API integration will help us to do that. And we'll also look at the page builders available in the XStore theme such as Elementor. We'll try to see how we can modify some of this content on the body of the page. So that's what we'll be doing in this tutorial. And if you are looking for other features provided by the XStore theme, if I scroll down, you can see in this section where we have main features, it lists all the available features provided by the XStore theme. So there are so much that I can't start to list them out, and you can go through them. I'll drop the link to this page in the description box so you can have access to it. So that will be the referral link, in fact, so you can have access to this page. And if you scroll down a bit more, you can see that the XStore theme is fully active and they keep on making regular and updated changes to improve the theme. As you can see, the current version was launched as recently as January 17th, which is just a few days ago from when this tutorial will be launched or is launched. So they also have a official Telegram channel where you can reach out to them concerning feature requests and all. They will give you all the attention you need. So that's it. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and with that we can get started with this tutorial. To get started with this tutorial, we're going to make use of a platform called Local. With Local, we would be able to have access to a development environment which we can run completely free on our machine. Ideally, what I would suggest to anyone who wants to create a WordPress website for a team is to have a development environment and as well as a live environment, which you get to pay for on an hosting provider like probably HostGator or Bluehost or Namecheap, Hostinger, and a lot more. So you can have a development environment where you first create the website and then you export it, probably using a WordPress plugin such as the all-in-one WordPress plugin that allows you to export and import WordPress websites. So with the development environment, you get to have a place where you can make mistakes and then make adjustments before pushing the WordPress websites to live. So all you need to do to have access to the local WP desktop application is to click on download for free. And once you click on that, a modal appears where you get to select the machine you are currently using. I'm using Windows, but I already have it downloaded, so I have this forms field already, so I don't need to repeat that as well. So once you have filled the form and then you've clicked on download, once it's fully downloaded, all you have to do is just to launch that particular application, and then as you can see, then you have access to the desktop application. On the desktop application, you can use the plus icon you have right here to create a new local site. This site is only going to be available on your machine. You will not be able to use the link anywhere else. Currently, I have 2 sites already created in development environments, but for the sake of following along from from scratch and fully understanding how it works, I'm going to create a new WordPress website making use of local. So let's click on the plus icon, and then you have two options: create a new site and then create a blueprint. So we're going to select the pre-selected option, which is create a new site, and I'm going to click on continue, and it asks us what's the name of the site. So I'm just going to call it XStore website, and then I'm going to click on continue. But before we continue, you might see this drop down which says advanced options. You don't need to bother with this except you know what you're doing, but this is fair enough. Like, you just need, when you're on this part, you just need to enter the name of the website. The configurations predefined for us is enough to make this website run, and then you also have an options to click on custom and then preferred in terms of environment. The preferred environment, which is pre-selected for us, is good enough to run this website, WordPress website. But if you click on custom, you get to configure your own web server and your database. But like I said previously, if you know what you are doing, you can go along with this option, but it's safe to go with this option as well because it works properly. So you can just click on continue. Then the username and the password you enter here is what you will later use to log into your WordPress dashboard. So you need to know the name. For me, I'm just gonna go ahead with the name, the Soga, and then the password. I'm just gonna type probably 1 to 7 so I won't forget. So I'm gonna click on add site, and the site will start compiling, and then the configuration for the database is going to get set up for us. So we're gonna wait, and then once that is done, we'll continue with this tutorial. As you can see, the configuration of the WordPress website has been complete. So now you can see the overview we have right here. This is the local domain website. It ends with .local because it's in development, and then you have access to two buttons. One is the open website button. If I click on it, you're going to see that the website is going to get loaded. This is the latest default theme provided by WordPress for the latest version. And then if I click on the WP admin, this is going to take us to the back end of our WordPress website. So like I said previously, the username and the password you use during the configuration, you need to make sure that you still remember that, because that's what you need to log into the dashboard of your WordPress website. So to do that, I'm going to type in the Soga, and then I'm going to type in 1 to 7, and then I'm going to click on log in. I don't need to save. Then you can see we're in the back end of our WordPress website, and the latest WordPress website version is version 6.42. So I'm going to click on dismiss. Ideally, what I do when I get to a new WordPress website is to clean the pages and then the already installed plugins, but I'm going to skip those parts right now because what we need to do right now is to install the XStore theme. And to have access to the XStore theme, you need to make sure you have it purchased at the Elementor market, and then once you have it purchased, then you'll be able to download a format in which you can upload it into the WordPress website, which for us here is in a WinRAR file. So what we're going to do next is to import this WordPress theme. So to do that, I'm going to scroll to appearance, and then I'm going to click on themes. So when I get to themes, I'm going to click on add new theme, and then I'm going to try to upload the XStore theme. So to do that, I'm going to click on upload theme and then choose file, and then I'm going to navigate to the location. Currently it's within my documents and my XStore folder. So I'm going to click on XStore, I'm going to click on open, and then click on install now. So this is going to install the XStore theme for us, and once the installation is complete, I'm going to pause the video for now. Once it's complete, then we continue. As you can see, the installation is complete, and then we have three options: live preview, activate, and go to theme page. Before we do any other thing, I'll just click on activate to activate the theme so we don't come up or encounter any form of error. And as you can see, the theme is fully activated.
Hi there.
So immediately it's activated.
In this video, we will demonstrate you how to install the XStore
and I'm going
theme
to close
on your
it.
website.
It's to the XStore YouTube page, trying to show you how to set up XStore and other important information. So as you can see, we have different tabs. We have the main, the welcome tab, the system status, the theme options, and all. So I'm just going to scroll down a bit, and we need to register this theme, because when you purchase the XStore theme, you'll be provided with a code which you need to register for you to have access to all the premium contents in XStore. As you can see, this padlock icon is showing because we have not registered a theme. So to register a theme, once you purchase the theme from Envato Market, you'll be provided with it probably in your email address or in your dashboard, and then you can enter that particular string. So I'm going to enter my own string in a moment. So I just grabbed my registration code from my email, and then I've just pasted it in. So I'm just going to click on register to register this theme. So a pop-up box appears. It asks us if we want to select a live website or we are in a staging environment. Like I said, this is for development purposes. So I'm going to click on staging environment, and then I'm going to click on next, and then it's going to ask us to click on this toggle button before we proceed. So I'm going to click on the toggle button, and then click on the second toggle button that appears, as well as the final one, and with that we'll be able to register this theme. So let's click on the register theme button, and the theme is now registered successfully. So I'm going to go to import demos. So I think the import demos is going to contain the different themes available for us, which we can integrate into our website. So I think you can see we have over 130 from these import demos. So let's select the one called web agency. So I'm just going to import the WordPress agency or the web agency theme template, and I'm going to click on next step, and I'm going to import it as a child store, as a child theme rather. And then I'm going to click on next step, and that's going to install all the contact form and all the plugins, the page builders necessary for that particular template. So we're going to wait for it to reach 100% before we. Now, as we can see, the installation of this template is complete, but we have a warning down below. It says XStore plugin requires the following theme, XStore version 9.2.6 to continue. Update your theme. Please watch the video. So I think one way to go about this is I'm going to close this particular modal and then scroll to the top of the page and see where we have updates. So I'm going to click on the updates, and then it's going to navigate us to where we are required to make the update. So I'm going to select this particular XStore theme and then click on update themes, and we're going to wait for the updates to complete. As you can see, the update is now completed and XStore is now updated successfully. So I'm going to head back to the XStore options on the sidebar, and then head back to the dashboard, head back to import demos, and then reselect the particular theme we're trying to install, which is called the web agency. So I'm going to click on import again, and then click on next step, skip this step, continue, create and use child theme, and then click on next step, install. And then we can see the pages are now getting installed, and it wasn't installed successfully before because the version of the XStore theme is not at the required level it's supposed to be in. But now that we've updated the XStore theme, we are now able to successfully import this particular template. So once it's done, we'll be able to view it on the browser. As you can see, it's now successfully done, and we can now preview the website. So I'm going to click on the preview website, and as you can see, the template looks really nice. We have really nice alignments. If I scroll to the bottom, you can see everything appears really presentable. But however, the navbar appears to be in shambles. We have repetitive text in the navbar. We have double home buttons. We have the about section appearing 3 times. I mean, we really need to make adjustments to the navbar, and to do that, we can quickly take advantage and utilize the options provided to us by XStore by hovering over this XStore builder we have right here, and then clicking on header. So when we click on header, we'll be able to modify the header section of the website by removing some unnecessary text. So to do that, in the header section, we can just scroll to where we have menus, and then click on main menu, because that's where all these text seems to be appearing. So we have 2 home section in the head. So I'm going to expand one of them and then remove one of them, since we just need only one. And then we need to remove I think we have the about section appearing numerous times, so I need to remove that as well. So I'm just going to look for the about section we have right here. So remove that. And then, I mean, I want the navbar to look really nice, so I'm going to remove as much elements as possible, so everything would be presentable. So we have the blog section also appearing more than once. So track order, I don't want that to appear, so I'm gonna remove that as well by clicking on the remove button. Elements, I'm gonna remove that as well. I mean, this looks quite easy on the eye. Shop, I'm gonna remove that as well. So I think I'm fine with the current options available in the menu. I think we have repetitive service, so I'm going to remove one of the services, and I think this should look better. So I'm going to click on publish and then wait for the published button to finish, and then it's now displays published. That is, every change we make right here is now permanent. So I'm going to open a new tab and then paste in the URL for the website so we can look at the latest updates. As you can see, the navbar now looks really nice. We have the XStore navbar showing the home, service, about, portfolio, and blog section, so we can scroll easily and then see the content of the website more clearly. So if I go to the service section, you can see what we have in the service section. I mean, everything in this template can be modified to your taste. You should be aware of this fact. So you can change anything here. Making use of Elementor, you can make use of the change. And if you have a portfolio, I mean, this is a web agency website, so in the portfolio section, you can always display all the work you've done in the web development space, and it has a nice tab right here to filter through each of everything you've done. You can see, you can select the web, which shows if you select web development, it's going to take you to, it's going to show the picture you have right there and also take you to the web development page, which emphasizes on the services you provide on web development. I mean, this template is really good for personal projects, to display what you've done for your personal projects. And it also have the blog section. Probably you want to write technical content. I mean, the XStore team web agency template provide you with that option. So I think it's a template very good for web developers to show what they can do, or those who have web agency services. So the next step now is to head back to the dashboard. So I'm going to click on dashboard, and then let's quickly go through these options on the sidebar. You can see the welcome tab we have right here. It just shows us the welcome page, and this is where we also imputed the team registration code. And the team options, that's where if I select the team option, that's where we're coming from in the previous page where we edited the navbar. So we can go back since we already modified something there. So the XStore builders, I think that deals with the header section as well as the footer section, just all the other sections on the page, the checkout page, the 404 page, and all. And you can also look at the import demos. That's where we imported the web agency template, so we've looked at that as well. So I'm gonna scroll down to where we have content management. You can see we have custom fonts, we have slides, widgets. I mean, you can modify each of these sections the way you want, but one section I want us to look at now is the API and interaction. So in the API and interaction, you have options to integrate social media or social authentication as well as API integration. And the ChatGPT AI allows us to integrate ChatGPT inside of this template. So probably we should just play around with that. So let's click on ChatGPT Open API. So to do this, make sure you have a ChatGPT account, because you might need to enter an API key. So to enter the API key, all you need to do is just to follow this link we have right here. So I'm going to open this link in a new tab, and it's going to direct us to the ChatGPT dashboard where we are required to generate a secret key. I already generated a secret key, which is right here. So I did that recently. So, but if you've not generated a secret key, you can just click on create new key, and you can give the key a name. I can call this key XStore and then create the secret key, and then ChatGPT is going to generate the secret key. And you might need to verify some things when you perform these functions. So I click on submit, and verification is complete, and you can see the secret key we have right here. So I'm going to copy it and click on done, and then where we have the dashboard that says enter your secret key for the API, I'm going to paste it in and click on save, and you can see the settings has been saved successfully. So on two pages where the ChatGPT integration is going to reflect is on the product section as well as the pages section. This is where you might need to make use of the ChatGPT Open AI. So I'm going to click on OK, and I'm going to head straight to the pages section of the template. So inside of the pages section, you can decide to edit one of them. Probably let's click on blog. I'm going to click on edit, and it's going to take us to the WordPress editor. So from the WordPress editor, you can see this tab right here. It says XStore AI Assistant. So the AI model is in various forms. You have the DaVinci's 003, ChatGPT 4, ChatGPT 4 Turbo, but we're going to use ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo because that's the version of ChatGPT where we used to generate the API key. So to avoid any form of errors, let's just stick with that. And the content type, probably we want content, writing style, we want something informative, and then the language by default is English, so you can always modify this with the language of your choice, but we'll go along with English. And we're gonna generate the prompt. So to generate the prompt, you need to give ChatGPT some ideas. Probably write about a web agency called a code angle. So I'm gonna click on generate. So that's gonna generate the content. It's gonna take a little while for it to do that. As you can see, the content is now generated. If I increase the font of the page, you can see it says the code angle is a leading web agency that specializes in creating cutting-edge websites for businesses. I mean, you can modify this content however way you want, but this is really helpful to help you take away a lot of load from your neck by giving you pointers to how you generate content. So you can also do this in the products page, but for the web agency team, you can see we don't have any store. So for us to test that out, we might need to install a plugin that has a store. But before we do that, I want to quickly play around with the Elementor page builder. So to do that, probably let's go to the About Us section, and in the About Us section, I'm gonna click on Edit with Elementor. So as you can see, we are now within the Elementor page builder, and if I select one of the options we have right here, you can see we will be able to make modifications however we want, section by section. If I click on this icon on the right, you can see this text we have right here. We can add more contents to it. We can modify it however way we want. This theme is fully customizable. When it comes to images, we can also modify images. If I click on the icon text we have right here, I can always replace this image right here by clicking on choose image. If I scroll to the bottom, I can also add extra templates. So let's scroll to the bottom of the page by clicking on XStore. Okay, by clicking on XStudio, you can see we have various theme options, and we can inject any of these theme options into our page. Probably we want probably somewhere to display the achievement for our page. I can just click on insert, and it's gonna get inserted into our page. So you can see under the great achievements, we have the 25 year of experience. We can modify the text, you can modify the numbers, you can make any form of change you want to this particular content or to this particular block. So I think with this you have an idea of how to make use of Elementor to edit the content of the page. And before we leave and exit the Elementor page, you should also see that XStore provides 60 different widgets, because when you install a WordPress website by default, the Elementor widgets are mostly premium. They also have free widgets as well, but they also have lots of premium widgets. But with XStore, you also get 60 additional widgets, which you can see right here, and you can use it to modify your content however way you want in terms of the WooCommerce options. For instance, look at the products grid widget we have right here and the price list, and these things you can use to modify your website. So before we go, I would like us to change the current theme we have. You can see the current theme we have is the web agency theme. Probably want to install another theme, so I would like us to go through that. So I'm going to close some of the tabs we have right here, and then I'm going to select a new theme. Probably let's go with this particular electronics theme, minimal electronics. So I'm going to click on import and then click on next step, just like we did previously, and click on skip this step, and we're going to install this as a child theme, and click on next, install, and then the pages is going to get installed for us. And what's going to happen is that all the content of the previous web agency team is going to be replaced by the new minimal electronics team. So you can see the installation is now complete. So let's click on preview websites and let's see. I'm going to close all the previous tabs we have, and as you can see, we now have a new set of contents. And once again, we have the issue with the navbar, but this time around I'm not going to touch it. Probably if you have that issue, I already show you how to solve it. If you have repetitive contents in the navbar, so you can solve it your own way. But one thing I want us to look at is the shop section, because now this has a WooCommerce option, because we can now shop and place order. Let's modify one of the contents. Probably let's go back to the dashboard and let's head to the products page. I'm going to click on all products, and in the all products section, I'm going to select one of the products. Let's select probably this first product we have here, Smart Indoor 1080p. I'm going to click on edit, and it's going to take us to the page where we can make the edit for that particular product. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom, and another thing you should take note of is the XStore AI assistant. I want us to use this XStore AI assistant to generate a description. So the current description we have right here, I want us to replace it, because on the website, if I look for that particular product, I'm going to copy the text Smart Indoor and let's search for it on the page. This is it right here. So I'm going to click on that product and we can view the description. You can see it as introducing the Smart Indoor 1080p Wi-Fi in the description we have right here. So I want us to generate a new set of content for that by making use of the ChatGPT OpenAI assistant. Let's put it to work. So I'm going to select ChatGPT 3 content. I'm going to put the writing style as informative, the language as default, and I'm going to say write about the Smart Indoor 1080p Wi-Fi. So I'm going to click on generate, and that content is going to get generated for us. As you can see, the content has been generated. So I'm going to grab everything inside of the input box. You can just click on the copy content button. I'm going to clear everything we have right here, paste the new content and click on update, which is on the top right section, and I'm going to wait for the updates to complete. And once that is complete, let's refresh and see if our content is now updated. As you can see, we have introducing the Smart Indoor security camera, the ultimate solution for keeping, let's see if it's in line with the content we generated. So the ultimate solution for keeping your home safe and secure with cutting edge technology. So we've been able to update the content of that particular product. So there's no content within this website that cannot be modified on the back end. So you can just feel free to look into that. I think that will be all for this video. I think I've been able to show us the power of the XStore and the features available. There are many more features available, but it's not possible for me to show everything. But for now, that's all I've been able to cover when it comes to the XStore team. So thank you very much for watching. Do make sure to like as well as subscribe to this channel, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Thank you.